everyone, welcome back to Mulu's Cooking. Today I'm gonna make a simple and fast meal, and it's egg rolls, but instead making it with vegetable and chicken, all that stuff, I'm gonna make it with ground beef. It's really easy, and I'm gonna use this, and you can find this at Walmart, Publix, basically any grocery store, so it's easy. And so we're gonna go ahead and show you guys what we need, and we will start to make it, and it'll be done literally in 20 minutes. All right guys, so here's everything. I have a 2-pound ground beef with 12% fat on it, and then half onion, and of course here's the main thing, egg roll wrap. And then here's the main 3 ingredients. The rest is garlic, salt, and black pepper, so you all know that. And it's gonna be the ingredients will be listed there for you guys. So but the main one is the complete seasoning, and then this one, you have to have this one. And let me see, it's the cardamom. You can find this at Publix. That's the only place I found it. So you use this, and then the oil is olive oil. So I'm gonna chop this, and we're gonna start as soon as I finish that. I'm gonna chop the onion. You can chop it how you like. It doesn't have to be really fine. I like it even better if it's a little bit bigger, so when you eat it, you will see the onions chunk, So I'm just gonna chop it this way. I think this is enough. I'm gonna start the heat. I have my oil ready, 3 tablespoons, and I'm just gonna add the onion. You see how big pieces are? And it's okay. Unless you have someone who doesn't like onions, then you're in trouble. You want to chop it really small. It's cooking good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add all my dry ingredients. So here's the complete seasoning, garlic powder, black pepper, and the cardamom, and then Maggi, of course, and a half a teaspoon salt. So we're gonna go ahead and add everything. And if you're gonna make this, you really can get away with anything you have in your house. Just cook the beef how you like it. It doesn't really have to be the same thing or everything that I show you today. Even if you have some, or just try it in your own way. But I know if you have kids, definitely the kids will love it. So I'm gonna cook this for a while. And everyone makes a different way too. Some other people use different herbs. I'm sure you have seen it somewhere on YouTube. And I myself cook a different kind. I'm gonna let it cook a little more. It looks good. It's cooked together for around 4 minutes. I think that's good enough. And now I'm gonna go ahead and add the meat. once you add the meat, you really gotta mix it together well, that way. And reduce the heat if the heat is hot. If you just put it and leave it, not mix it, really separate the ground beef, it might create like a little chunk, you know, and you don't want that. It's easier to do it now while it's fresh than once it's cooked. So I'm gonna mix this really well and then come back and see it. Here we are. It's all separated. There's no chunk, as you can see. It's all good, but you can see the onion a little bit bigger, which I want it to be like that. And now, as you can see, is a liquid, so we're gonna let that cook. We don't want anything liquid because it's not gonna be good for the egg roll thing. So I'll just open it slowly like that. I'm gonna keep an eye on it, but I'll let it cook until the water is all absorbed. Right now it's cooked, and you see the liquid is gone. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off the heat and open it up like this, so whatever left over still can be absorbed. But right now I just see oil, and that's it. Heat off. So here is cooled down as much as you can, like there's no steam, so that means it's cool. So right now I have this little bit of parsley. You want to put the parsley once it's cooked and mix it really well. And I'm gonna put this right here. And I opened up the egg rolls. So here is, I just cut the top, and then I wet paper towel, and you gotta keep it here. That way, as you are taking one, you keep it close so it doesn't dry. Usually it dries a little bit. So that's what we're gonna do. And then what I'm going to do is, as I roll, I'm gonna put it in this plate. So once that plate is filled up, usually I put it in the freezer. I'll let it crisp a little bit, like frozen, and I will put it in the zip bag and put it away if I'm not going to cook it all that day. And you can take it out whenever you're ready to cook. The one it's in the frozen, you take it out, you bring kitchen towel, you lay it out each individually apart, and you cover it up with another paper towel, and you let it thaw on its own. Then when you're ready, you can cook it. But if you're going to cook it right away today, we don't need to freeze it. We will cook it, so which we're gonna do in a little while. But I might have to freeze some of it because I think there is around 22 or 26 in this, and I'm not cooking all of it, maybe just half of it. So let's go ahead and start. Oh, I forgot to show you guys. I have one egg here beat up. I beat it up. So what I'm going to do is, which you will see, so I'll grab one and then I'll just cover it. You make it a triangle, and then I'm gonna get 1 tablespoon. When you do, always scoop it from the top. I'll just tuck in whatever it's loose, and then I'll bring this one back to the middle, and then this one too. Straighten it out if you have to, and then you just roll it. So then I bring the egg up here, I tap it. I have found egg does better than water. Sometimes if you want you can use water too, but egg does work better. I think 1 tablespoon is enough. The one, there's another one which is large that will help the egg roll. That one is larger, and also that one, you can use that one to make sambusa, which is the triangle one. So there you go. I'll do this. See, this one is smaller than this one. This is like 1.5 tablespoon. I hope you guys can see the other side. And there is more of I'm gonna show you guys lentils spring rolls, vegetable spring rolls. I'm gonna bring it to you guys. So many different kind of spring rolls, which is delicious. So I'm gonna do this and finish everything, and then I'll show you guys. As soon as I get to 10, I'm going to freeze the other 10, and once it's freeze, I'll show you guys what we will do next. But I'm going to go ahead finish this way, because we still have to fry the fresh one. We're going to fry it. And the size might vary. Don't worry about it, as long as it's tight and rolled up. That's all that matters. But then when you do, make sure it's not next to each other, because the dough is gonna stick to each other, and then when you try to separate it, it might rip the actual spring roll. So you don't want to do that. Here we go. My oil is ready. I think it's hot enough. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop those. Yes. You want it to boil immediately like that when you drop your egg rolls. I'm gonna put 4 at a time. My heat is too... I can't control this. The heat is really... something is wrong with my stove, so I'm gonna lift it up high. I don't know why. Even though I put it on low, this is how the heat is continuously going. This is good enough. I'm going to put it in my strainer. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add the rest. Okay, 3 is enough. As you can see, this is the lowest. The heat is really, you guys let me know, is your stove does that even though you leave it on low? Okay, I'm gonna lower it a little bit. Does your stove does that even though you leave it on low, but still the heat is just as much as when you put it on high? To be honest, I never liked this stove. I like the old way, because you really can't control the heat. Now I have to lift it up like this so that it just doesn't burn it, you know. It's a shame. So how fast it will cook is depending on your heat and how your oil, how hot it is. I use my hand when I put it in, because if I use this, you gotta press really hard to pick it up. I didn't want it to, you know, break it, because it's not cooked, so it will break really easily. And this egg roll, when it cooks, actually it cooks like which I will show you later. It's like a little puffy. It's the kind of the dough. But the other one, the other egg roll, this is the larger one. I don't remember the name, but that one is a little bit different. To put it like that, so I have enough for the other one. See. So now it looks really good. I'm just gonna let it, see if I can hold it like that, to drip and also to cool. It's easier to do it this way if you can, to let it cool. There's not much oil that came out of it, but it's better to get it off this oil than leave it on there. So I'm gonna let it to cool down like this. Meanwhile, while this is like that, let me go ahead and get the one we froze, see how it's doing. So here is the frozen one. It's really jammed, so it's good. Just be careful so that it doesn't break. And if it's jammed like this, if you leave it until the end, then it'll be okay. But just a little touch of your warmth will release it. So then once it's frozen like that, I have my zipper bag, and I'll go ahead and put it in here. And especially if you have a party, like when I do have a party, I'll make like 100, 120, right? So I'll freeze it so I can put it like this, you know, because you can't make it all in one day if you need so many of them. So I freeze it like this, and I'll seal it like that and keep it in the freezer, and it's not going to be you know, stuck to each other. So when you take it out, when you're ready to cook it, at least give it an hour and a half. Put paper towel, like I said before, I explained it, lay it out, separate it from each other, and once it becomes soft, then you can fry it. And here you go. And if you're making a lot, you know, you wanted to save time, you can date it, actually date it, that way you know when you made it, because sometimes you can put things in the freezer and could be forgotten. So you can date it and keep it in the freezer. So this is it. Now we're gonna go ahead and see how the other one turned out. So here it is, you guys, done. Now I can't try this, but I have someone else trying it and they really like it, so I think it's all good. And you want to see what it looks like? There it is. You gotta be able to bite it. So if you guys like these and enjoy it, you know someone that will enjoy it, share it. It's really easy to make and it's delicious. And there's many more of this coming, but with different food. So please don't forget to subscribe and share and like. And until I see you guys with a different video, different time, have a wonderful day. Bye bye.